theme is something that, when I think about it, it's been in the pipeline for quite a while. And what I'm, of course, talking about is twin purposes. When we talk about living your life, living your purpose, a lot of times we tend to think of it almost in a very sort of could be monochromatic or could be monotone, but we sort of like think of it only as this one monorhythm. For a lot of people, they don't really discover their purpose until much later. For a lot of people, they discover their purpose and it feels like it's this one thing that you're supposed to do. What I want to share with you, of course, is the realization that I had today, in that even when you think about your purpose, maybe you believe your purpose is being a healer, your purpose is being a coach, and your intention, of course, is to help more and more people. Your intention is to be able to heal more people. But something occurred to me today. When we think about our purposes, let me share three frames that will make this a little more easy to or simplified, and so that we can have more conversations on this. The first is, of course, as coaches and healers, we are thinking about changing lives. Whether it comes initially from a very selfish place, or it comes from a place of I've had this, I know how to do this, so let me help change more lives. Let me also help people experience a change in their life. On the surface, this makes perfect sense, because maybe at one point you felt lost, and as they say, it's like at some point your mess turns into your message, and then there comes a point in time where you're able to help more people. And this is literally like a purpose that is driving your decisions. So, initially, maybe you're thinking about changing lives. Now, interestingly enough, when you go from changing lives to changing destinies, uh, even by listening to the words that I'm talking about, um, it's something that goes beyond just the ordinary. So I'm not just talking about helping somebody get fitter, helping somebody maybe you know rediscover a relationship, or maybe helping somebody be able to break their financial shackles that had been holding them for a very long time. When we're talking about changing destinies, this is where we're actually starting to talk about the skills that we have, the gifts that we have, that can make a difference in this world at a much deeper level. So, if you think about your work, and let me say this now, I've not officially announced this before, but let me say it here on our pod. Uh, when I had this realization a while back, the idea that came to me was something that I call the beingness project. And the intent, of course, is that it's one thing to be able to help people heal, it's one thing to be able to be there and work with people. But when we look at really being able to be our best selves at a more global scale. Now, that global scale can be not just one, two, five, 10, or a handful of people, but literally when we start to live our better lives at a more expansive scale, that is when you're literally talking about changing destinies. So imagine an entire village, imagine an entire township, imagine an entire city, imagine an entire country changing the way they think. And that is what I mean by changing destinies. And obviously, this is not something that one person can do entirely on their own. It is it is going to be a collective. And so my wish for each of you, especially as healers and coaches out there, I truly wish that you're able to find like-minded people, and that together, when we bring our collective ideas, our collective wisdom, we are able to experience what it is to be changing destinies. And that, of course, brings me to the third point, which I've started to talk about now, which is This is really when we are changing the world. So, another reminder to you, sometimes it may feel like your work is not making an impact, and you may sort of want to question yourself, saying, am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right place? But I want to remind you that you're exactly where you're meant to be, and that as you continue to do the work and show up, there will come that pivotal moment, there will come that turning point when you least expect it. But because you've been showing up and because you've been doing the work, when that happens, it'll literally be like you have been, you know, building up and waiting in a way that this moment now truly belongs to you. So, as always, these pods are made for you. These pods are made keeping you in mind. And my wish for you, of course, is that you truly get to live your dreams. You get to live your purpose. And so, in that endeavor, if there's any way me or people in my community can help you, be more of that, please do reach out and let me know. And I really want you to know that I see you, I appreciate you, and having said all of that, of course, as always, remember to live your purpose. God bless, and of course, I'll be back with another pod tomorrow. Take care, and see you in the next one. Take care.